What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the stimulus package update on the $3.5 trillion next stimulus package, money, investing, the stock market, pretty much everything you need to know about, as well as the debt limit ceiling, which the government or Congress is going to need to pass a debt limit ceiling bill to prevent a first ever government default. This has never happened before. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says if they don't pass a bill in Congress by the X date, which is October 18th, is the estimated date that the Treasury will run out of money. If they don't do that by October 18th, the U.S. Treasury will literally run out of cash reserves, literally run out of money, and the U.S. government will default and will not have the money to even pay for the interest alone on the government debt. And we're going to be talking about that, the next stimulus package, the stock market, pretty much everything you need to know about in this video. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. I will keep you up to date on everything. New videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, at the end of this video, I will have a special guest appearance for you guys. So make sure to watch all the way to the end for a special guest appearance that you won't want to miss. Also, if you remember, about a day or two ago, Senator Joe Manchin got ambushed on his $700,000 yacht. And both KYRSTEN SINEMA and Senator Joe Manchin have been two of the main people holding up this $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Well, Senator KYRSTEN SINEMA, the other Democratic senator from the Senate who has been holding up the stimulus package, herself just got ambushed in a bathroom at Arizona State University. That's right, and you're not going to believe this footage. Protesters just kind of cornered her, ambushed her in a bathroom at Arizona State University. As both Senator KYRSTEN SINEMA and Joe Manchin are getting more and more pressure from protesters. Let me know your thoughts there. Apparently, there was another incident where protesters were at a had to be removed from another function where they got a little unruly and or maybe a lot unruly and had to be removed from a function where they were screaming, almost similar to that there as well. Yeah, so both KYRSTEN SINEMA, Senator KYRSTEN SINEMA, and Senator Joe Manchin now being heckled or ambushed. I mean, if you don't consider that an ambush in a bathroom, I don't know what you consider that. I'm kind of speechless, honestly. I am speechless. Almost makes me think they need a bodyguard. That got a little bit uncomfortable. If I was her, I would have been concerned for my safety, honestly. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What would you have done if you were her? How would you have felt if you were her? Do you feel they deserve that? Do you feel do you feel they deserve the pressure? Do you think they should be pressured? Do you think they need to be pressured? What are your thoughts on this? Yeah, definitely. I know I'm going to get a lot of comments on this. The Joe Manchin, where he was the kayaktivists, if you didn't see that video, where there was protesters that came out on kayaks to visit his $700,000 yacht. We had over 1,000 comments on that video. I'm sure I'll get comments on this video. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's too much? Do you think it's not enough? Do you think they need to be pressured? They have definitely been delaying this bill. If it weren't for Senator Joe Manchin and Senator KYRSTEN SINEMA, this bill may have already been passed. And remember, KYRSTEN SINEMA and Joe Manchin are basically maybe the only two Democrats, definitely, or maybe the only two Democratic senators that want the bill to be smaller. So do you think this is fair? Yeah, so people are making their voices heard, so it's and honestly, here's their approval ratings next. Democratic voters drive decline in Senator Kirsten Sinema's popularity in Arizona. The first term centrist Democrat, by the way, she is a first term senator who has bucked her party so far this year, is facing heat for holding up Biden's social spending agenda. Yeah, Arizona Democrats' frustration with Senator Sinema comes to a head. A poll from the OH Predictive Insights released this week found that only 56% of Democrats, her own party, have a favorable view of Kirsten Sinema. So her own party, only 56% of her own party have a favorable view of Kirsten Sinema. That's a far cry of the 80% uh, Democratic approval of fellow Senator Democrat Mark Kelly from Arizona, her Arizona seatmate enjoys. Wow. In comparison, Joe Manchin's approval rating is dropping as well as senators rebuff the infrastructure bill. Senator Joe Manchin has suffered a decline in his approval rating as well. He's also the former governor of West Virginia. Among voters in his home state, according to figures in the latest West Virginia Metro News West Virginia poll. Manchin now enjoys a 42% approval rating in West Virginia. Ouch! 42%. Not very good. This is a notable change compared to results in the same poll in October. Yeah. Also, President Biden is not doing well either, near or at a historic low as well. A 47% approval rating for President Biden's job as president. And it's safe to say that all of them would benefit from passing this next stimulus package and infrastructure package. If they're able to get this passed, they would all see a huge increase in approval ratings if they're able to get this next stimulus package. And if they're able to include the child tax credit, monthly stimulus checks, and a fourth stimulus check on top of that, would see huge approval ratings on top of that. Meanwhile, the stock market has not been liking this turmoil either, or the debt limit turmoil, as they now have 14 days or slightly less than that to pass the debt limit ceiling. The NASDAQ dropped 2%, Facebook dropped 5%, the Dow Jones Industrial dropped 323 points today, as pretty much everybody is jittery over this debt limit ceiling. But some people see it as a great opportunity to buy, as everything is pretty cheap right now. Senator Joe Manchin says he's open to a debt hike through reconciliation, hiking the debt limit ceiling through reconciliation, which seems to be one of the only ways to do it right now, raising the debt limit ceiling through reconciliation. Though he rules out nixing the filibuster, getting rid of the filibuster. Of course, Senator Joe Manchin's one of the few Democrats that do not want to get rid of the filibuster, that rule that requires 60 votes in the Senate. But the problem is the reconciliation process at this point seems a slim chance to even be able to pass the reconciliation process here within the next 13 days before the debt limit ceiling is over by October 18th. They have to pass it before then. So we're looking at 12, 13 days. I'm not sure if that can even be done. President Biden is going to be meeting with House progressives on the path to the reconciliation package, as well as Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Bernie Sanders this week, as he tries to find and mend a bridge between the senators and the House progressives this week and come to an agreement between them, which will probably be somewhere in the $2 to $2.93 trillion range this week. It's going to be a big week as they try to get a deal done this week between the House Democrats and the Senate Democrats, and particularly Senator Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. This is also going to be a very big week for the debt limit ceiling, Um, President Joe Biden says he can't promise the U.S. will not breach the debt limits and says that's up to Mitch McConnell. Yeah, President calls Republicans' position hypocritical, dangerous, and disgraceful as the standoff intensifies, written here by the Washington Post. Yeah, so President Biden says he can't promise the U.S. will not breach the debt limit ceiling, and that's up to Mitch McConnell. The problem is a lot of Democrats are saying that the debt limit ceiling is they're not going to be able to pass the reconciliation package before this time, which is now anywhere from 10 to um, 13 days away. They have to pass it before they reach the debt limit ceiling, and that is up to Mitch McConnell. There is a very simple way to do this in the Senate. Well, two different ways. One is the Republicans could just say yes and pass 10 Republicans can vote yes, and they'd have the 60 votes. Done deal. It's passed. Everybody can go home. The debt limit ceiling's passed. See how easy that was? Ta-da! Nobody has to worry about anything anymore. Literally that simple. That's how they've done it for the past 100 years. Republicans, Democrats pass the debt limit ceiling. Nobody has to worry about anything anymore. Almost seems too simple. The other way they can do it is the Republicans can just grant unanimous consent to the Democrats, so the Republicans can still continue their standoff, which is really just it's just kind of we want to prove a point and not vote to raise the debt limit ceiling, even though they have to do this every 1 to 2 years, no matter who's president. And the biggest point is that they raised the debt limit ceiling 3 times during former President Donald Trump's presidency, and he added $8 trillion to the deficit. And I show this because I always get a few comments saying, that's not true. He didn't do that. And it's just like, you can look this stuff up. I mean, we just had literally President Biden say it in the video before this. President Trump, former President Trump, added $8 trillion in debt in just 4 years. That's over 25% of the debt of the entire country in the history of our country. And they have to raise the debt limit just to pay the interest on all this debt. So over 25% of the whole country's debt ever was added in just 4 years underneath former President Donald Trump. And ironically, it's the Republicans that don't want to raise the debt limit ceiling. They have to do this just to pay the interest on that debt. Over 25% of the country's debt was added in 4 years underneath the Republicans. And it's the Republicans who don't want to raise the debt ceiling. It doesn't make any sense. But nonetheless, the Republicans can just grant unanimous consent and they can all vote no. And then the Democrats can pass the debt limit ceiling with just 50 votes. And then the 51st vote will be done with the vice president's tiebreaker vote for the 51st vote. So those are the two ways they can do it besides the reconciliation package, the stimulus package. I think the Republicans are going to have to realize as we get closer that the Democrats aren't going to be able to pass the reconciliation package in time. I hope that the Republicans are going to realize this, or else the country's going to default. So it's just like as we get closer to this X date, this default date, something's got to give, or else we hit the country default, and then everything gets really, really bad. I mean, and you've seen in the previous video, I'll link you to the previous video here. Literally, President Biden says Social Security payments could be at risk, could be delayed, could be missed. Any payments to the military, servicemen could be at risk. Child tax credit payments could be at risk. Literally anything, any type of money that comes from the government bonds, CDs, payments from states, anything, any government jobs, anything that any type of money that comes from the government could be at risk. And we say could be because the government has never defaulted before. So we don't exactly know what is going to happen till it happens. We don't want this to happen. We honestly shouldn't even be this close to it. And every day that we get closer, it's like we shouldn't even be this close. We shouldn't even be this close. We shouldn't even be this close. So Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says we need to pass it this week. And again, every day that we get closer, it's like we shouldn't even be this close. We shouldn't even be this close. It's like if you think about like a nuclear area, like Chernobyl, like you shouldn't be this close. And then you get closer. You shouldn't be this close. Like this is a nuclear area. You shouldn't be this close. Well, why do we keep getting closer? We shouldn't be this close. Why do we keep getting closer? We shouldn't be this close. Yet we keep getting closer. It's like this is harmful to everybody. Yet we keep getting closer. All right. We're gonna just keep getting closer. So the Republicans and Democrats keep playing this political cat and mouse game, and the Americans and America and our economy is who takes the brunt of it. So I'll keep you up to date on the stimulus package, the economy, the stock market, which 401ks and pensions and jobs and everything is dependent on that. It's a lot more than just rich people and average everyday people are invested in that nowadays. 401ks, pensions, everything is involved in that nowadays. People's jobs, companies, everything. So let me know your thoughts. And here's our special guest today, Hurricane Julian. All right, we're here with the happy little boy.
Hi.
Everybody loved your shoes that you had last time. Do you want to show everybody your shoes again?
Yeah.
Show them. Say 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Oh, my shoes upside down.
Your shoes upside down. It's not upside down.
I can't put it.
Say look. 1, 2. Yeah, we got the fire and the police. Rah, 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 rah. Rah, 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 rah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I want to show my face. 1, 2.
Yeah.
And I did do my feet.
Yeah. And tell them what you've been practicing with Daddy. Say we've been practicing baseball.
Baseball.
And we've been practicing soccer.
Soccer.
And we've been practicing wrestling. Yes, and maybe one day you'll be a professional baseball player and everybody will be watching. Yeah, and maybe everybody will be watching you on TV. Maybe. Yeah. 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 Have you been a good boy?
Yeah.
All right. Can you say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye.
Say we love you.
We love you.
And say we'll see you in the next video.
We see you in the next video.
And say you can click here to watch our next video. And say you can click here to watch our family video where we went on Julian's Adventures.
In the next video.
Yeah, say this is Julian's Adventures where we went to see the light show.
The light show? That's not fair.
Yeah.
Not light fair.
All right, so say bye to everybody.
Bye.